emerging. Tough for Lynch here, Lucas. Couple of fumbles early from Scotty Lucas. Rioli getting back to help out. Now they can go. Ramanauskas, Pepperell breaks. He wants to switch it up. And it's Mark Johnson streaming out of defence with time on the wing to hit Misiti, who's captaining the Bombers today. Getting it in long. Jacobs out of the square. Jakovic, his opponent today. So they've made a bit of a move there already with Lloyd playing across half forward. Moorcroft pouncing. His kick, not quite there. Jacobs.
Jakovic was more worried about where the positioning of Jacobs wasn't watching the ball.
He's played on with a pass. He actually didn't need to do that. The umpire had given him a pretty good angle. Moorcroft, he's suddenly found form after really struggling for 12 months after he took that great mark and kicked 6 goals against the Bulldogs. Kicked 5 goals a few weeks ago, and he's a confidence player, and that will build his confidence.
Back to Wellman, just trying to open the game up. Wellman shrugs one. Misiti back to Rioli. Bombers will share it. Over the top. Overused Bombers. Could get themselves into trouble. Johnson. Really half a dozen handballs. Finally they move forward. Rioli not able to take it. Hunter ground level again. Johnson through the traffic on that left foot. Looking for Jacobs. Over the top, open goal. Bolton, it's home. That is goal number 2 to the Bombers. He was gesturing to go in that direction, decides to straighten up, keeps his line, and Bolton will mark. So half forward Bombers. All their players getting early touches, which is good for confidence. Caracella into the man of the mark, so it'll bump ball in the end. Cousins couldn't control it. Judd through the traffic. Well, Jacobs, number 3 for Barnard. It is all Bombers. 8.5 in. Just gets his foot to it. Great awareness. To ground, you're in trouble. Moorcroft. Wapunda. West Coast with a chance to score again. It's in the air. Lucas with a chance. Will cut it off. And go to the boundary. Scotty Lucas. Great football in the end. Great defending.
Under pressure, Judd tracking it. No one can stop him when he gets the foot. He just couldn't. Rioli.
Oh, well done.
He runs the gauntlet, Dean Rioli, and emerges with the football, and the delivery was perfect. Wellman taking his 5th mark for the afternoon and bombing away. Well, easy one for home. Good late spoil by Misiti. Quick releasing handball, Bolton. Here's Kerr again. Barnard, Jason Johnson. He has an insatiable appetite for the footy. Look at him streaming forward. It was a scrappy old kick or Moorcroft. Here's Caracella in the space. He zeroes in on the big ones and finishes off the work. Blake Caracella kicks the first of the second term.
Just trying to keep the freshness in the legs because Johnson will run the game out.
Here he is already. Pepperell trying to help out. Barnard just opens up there for it. Plenty of Bombers around. Johnson with a deft handball. Barnard for his second. He squeezed it through.
Interesting to see how Gardner, he is has a responsibility, and Bombers are interchanged at the moment, so you'd expect the Bombers with a fresh man late in the game to probably start coming back.
Oh, this is an easy mark for Danny Jacobs. So Jacobs strolling in and finishing off the job. The Bombers' 6th goal.
Great pressure, Matera. Drills it in, looking for Wapunda, did beautifully.
Oh, beautiful.
Evades Mark Johnson into the middle. They have to win possession. McDougall, Lucas. That was a great mark in the end.
It was, wasn't it? Running with the flight of the ball. And the Bombers now just scratching their head as how they're going to find a goal. Peter Matera. Lucas, who's been thrust forward after starting in defence. He's a big kick. He doesn't wind into a long one. He's gone for Moorcroft, who's on a very tight angle. He'll try and pass it, streaming down the ground. Welsh. He's a young kid in his first final. He's never kicked a goal in the big time, Andrew Welsh. Now's his time. And he's done it. The margin is 1.
So it's inside 50, Pepperell up. Jason Johnson, Bombers out of danger. Collicker underneath it. couldn't mark it. Lucas slaps it down. Chance for Ramanaskas. Out, that's a good kick. Moorcroft, good mark, and can go. Handball's off. I don't know if that was the option, but Lucas says yes, it was. Bombers are back. Some improvement from the Bombers. Starting to look a bit threatening. They move it forward. Jason Johnson out in front. Barnard has to be good. No, could have been a free kick. Allowed to go on. This is when they like Rioli getting it. Barnard back to Rioli. He'll go short. That's a good kick. And Scotty Lucas takes a mark. Bombers have hit back in the last few minutes. Lucas has kicked one. Why don't we make it two, he says. The Bombers are in front. Well, things can change pretty quickly, Hutto. A lot at stake in these games.
What a contest it's been. And the contest, the little mini contest we're seeing all over the ground. Lucas kicked 2 goals so far. This could be the third. Scotty Lucas! Oh, what a move by Sheedy. Scotty Lucas, the man that kicked 4 in the losing grand final last year, has kicked 3 in this quarter.
I'll tell you what, Scotty Lucas, anywhere within 80 metres, will put the blinkers on and go at goal.
A desperate fist to save the day for the Eagles, at least for the moment. Bombers still alive though in attack. Salmon with the handball. Ramanaskas. Barnard, he's kicked 2 into the square. Here's Moorcroft, he's got it. Sampy wasn't with him that time.
Certainly other players to come into the picture.
And Moorcroft converts. As the careful kick-ins get the Eagles outside defensive 50.
Haynes over the top. Green, you're in trouble. Johnson has him. He dropped it in the end, lost it, and Bombers come up with it. Some great pressure. McVeigh has to come back. Enough turns in games of football to understand this is not one. McVeigh does beautifully onto that left foot. Has to find someone. Salmon, well done.
Did well to hang on to that. They're tough to mark. Once you hit the ground, the ball often bounces out.
So Heffernan needs to find someone. Guess who? Lucas. Straight on and on that left foot. Off a step into the square. Mark Johnson. What a mark. He was third man up in the contest. Alessio held his ground. And in the end, Mark Johnson comes up with it. The Bombers will goal. Yes, they do. Kicks 3 goals in the third quarter and is doing his bit in this last quarter.
And Kevin Sheedy watching his Bombers inside their 50. Moorcroft just trying to win the footy, but straight away, as soon as you've got it, you tackle. Wellman knew that. What about that for a handball? Carousella to pop up and try and add his name to the multiple goal kickers. He has. What a kick from Carousella. That's his second. And maybe that's enough for the Bombers. Still plenty of time to go, but boy, that's going to help their cause.
Out of the middle, they need to move it. Salmon held his ground. Down to Wellman in the middle now. Misiti through the traffic. Quick kick out. Half forward it is. Johnson under pressure. Well done, Green in the end. Gave it away. Jason Johnson to go at goal. Left foot it is. It's up. It's up. And it's home. The Bombers with 2 in a row.
Can they come back? They must be exhausted. They've had a wonderful season. Salmon getting the Bombers forward again. Peverill. Hum with the spoil. Good pressure from Johnson again, creating the physical presence. Here's the man of the match, Lucas. Here's a contender, Jason Johnson. In towards full forward. Look at Moorcroft. No, he didn't go, but he kept at it. Into the square. Bolton. They've bolted now. Can make sure of it here. In front of 37,000 people at Colonial Stadium. Mark Bolton puts it through. And the Bombers are still alive in the finals.
So just under 5 goals now. Gardner looking mighty tired. McVeigh started on the bench. Inside 50. Lucas coming out to Bolton again. Bombers aren't finished with West Coast. Jacobs Chips up. It's a mark. Yes, sir. Moorcroft, wrong side for a left footer. To finish off, wrong side for a left footer. Not a problem. Not a problem. We have a goal. It has been all Essendon. So Heffernan into the air. The ball, one-hander. This Jason Johnson.
He is a star.
Terrific game. Talk about going up another notch. Make the Bombers commit. Wellman into the middle. Decides to run now. Judd just behind him hobbling. It's into the forward line. Off the ground, Lynch. It was a volley. Ramanascus over the top. Oh, here we go. Fish. What kick? A goal! And that's all she said.
He's got the crab.
Takes one to no one, Dax.
I'd have a ping 70 out too if I could kick that far, Dax.
And there it is. A wonderful win for the Bombers, the end of an emotional week. And they pay tribute to Dick Reynolds in a fitting way by winning the football match. 17-9, 111 to 11-12, 78. And the scarves and the jackets come out at Colonial. And what a sight it is. I wonder what damage they can do in the finals. A trip to Adelaide beckons to take on Port. That man will be back. You think he will anyway, James Hird. You would think Lloyd would recover and be back. We hope so anyway. And the Bomber fans just enjoying the moment.